We got more frozen meals. I have a ton of these that we're gonna do. I've been reading all the comments. People are enjoying this and they want to see more of this. A lot of your suggestions. Drop more suggestions if you haven't seen the frozen meals before that you want to see. But we're just gonna go through a whole bunch of them, see if they are any good. This time we are doing Zatarain's. If you're unfamiliar, they do a lot of Cajun boxed or ready-made types of meals. The ones that most people, including myself, are familiar with are the rice ones, like they have jambalaya, red beans and rice, and they're pretty good if you want to make something instant or quicker in a pinch. And they had some frozen meals. Now, I've had a few of these, but these I haven't had before, so I wanted to try them. They are the bourbon chicken pasta, the blackened chicken Alfredo, and the shrimp Alfredo. Now, on the top, there's one that doesn't match, and that's only because, well, I found this one today too, and this is beef pot pie from Banquet. It was like $1. So I said, you know what, we're doing pot pies. Let me throw this one in here. I have a bunch of other Banquet stuff on the way for people who are interested in that kind of stuff. But yeah, these are fun. Let's get into it. First one we're starting off with is this bourbon chicken pasta. Instructions here are 3 minutes, uncover, stir it up, an additional 1 to 2 minutes. I did the full 5 on this one, so the additional 2 minutes. But look at the consistency of this pasta compared to like some of the other ones that we've done. It is a lot thicker of like a Alfredo sort of sauce. Now, these are more expensive than the majority of the ones we've done so far. I think second most. Dolly Parton still comes in first place, but these came out to a little over $5 each. But they do look the best. There's a piece of chicken right there as well, and it looks like the best looking chicken that I've seen so far. So I hope these are as good as I remember and that people say they are. Yeah. If you told me that I made this in a pot using like, not my own ingredients, but jarred Alfredo and some sort of like Zatarain's mix, I would believe you. And that is a really good sign. My only issue, now I think they have family size versions of this. This is pretty small. Like, I don't even think this would feed me if I was just looking for dinner, and that can be a bit of a problem. So if you're looking to get full value for dollar, it's not there. But it tastes like, it says blackened chicken. Is it blackened chicken Alfredo? So I don't mess that up. Blackened chicken pasta. It says a creamy bourbon sauce. It more tastes like a Cajun chicken Alfredo like you would get from a Chili's or an Applebee's or something like that. The difference is the sauce here as compared to those places, it's thicker, a little bit creamier, and to be honest, a little bit more flavorful. This tastes closer to what I would think a Cajun or bourbon chicken pasta would taste like. Judging this on taste alone, it's easily the best pasta dish that I've had in this frozen meal sector, category, whatever. And I'm going to give it a 9. Again, only issue is price to performance ratio, which is why I wouldn't give it a perfect 10. But in today's economy, I don't know if we're going to get that. Just a quick little editor's note. I was putting together this video and I did the research on the family style meals. They do have a family style meal that came out to, I got my screen right here. It's $11.83 at Walmart. I also wanted to throw this in there. I went and got these from Stop and Shop and it cost me about $5 and change. But when I was looking in my area, they do have them available at some Walmarts. And it's as cheap as $3.87. So it's under $4. If it's under $4, you're going to hear me keep saying that like price to performance. Under $4, I think is a really good deal. And I would totally get these. Didn't know it at the time because that's what I paid for it. Also, they do have like a bigger 2-pack version at Sam's Club for $14.78. And there are some frozen shrimp scampi meals, which are similar to like in a bag I've seen for $7.97 at something called Cook List, which I don't know what it is. But it costs $5 at my Stop and Shop. I just wanted to throw that in there just to give you more pricing options. But I'm going to repeat this, even though I keep saying in the video price to performance. $3.87 all day. All day. All right, I'm sit down and keep editing. Next up here is what I felt like the other one tastes like. So I don't know what we're going to get with this, but it is the blackened chicken Alfredo. I made sure not to stir this one so you can kind of get a look at what it looks like when you don't stir it. But the only difference with this one so far, penne noodles. And that's pretty much it. But it says a creamy cheese sauce and seasoned grilled white meat with penne pasta. Again, I notice how much thicker that this sauce is, and it just feels like a heartier type of pasta, but these are really good. For frozen meals, really good. I feel like I'm going to say more of the same. Do I notice a difference now that I had this versus the bourbon? It just has a little bit more of a Parmesan cream taste as opposed to the other one, which did have a little more of a Cajun chicken taste. Whereas this one just tastes like Alfredo, and then with some of that blackened chicken on top, which there's a little bit of that blackening seasoning on it that if you've ever had Zatarain's, I've tasted this before, so I know what it tastes like, and it is that exact seasoning. And a creamy sauce and a penne. I don't know if they have the prices on the family version. If they do, I'm going to put it up here. But if I was looking for dinner, like just me, myself, I guess I eat as much as a family, I'd get the family version, and I'd be more than okay with this. Again, it's just, when you're looking for frozen dinners, you probably want something cheap, but some people may want something just convenient. And if you just want convenience, this is it. These are really damn good. This also gets a 9. Only docking that point for the price to performance ratio, but these are damn good. Next up, we have the shrimp Alfredo, and it's pretty much the same thing. Savory shrimp. We'll leave it. Savory shrimp and linguine pasta with a zesty, creamy cheese sauce. I know most YouTubers would just say cut most of the time, but I leave a lot of my mistakes in. Trust me when I say this, we all stumble upon our words. We all make mistakes. It's normal. Even people that are reading from a teleprompter or a script will do it. We're all humans, man. You know, most of us are amateur filmmakers and stuff like that are just trying to find our footing. But no, let me not stir this up and give you, it kind of looks like a jumbly cheese mess. But there are about 6 pieces of shrimp on here. I can count them. And they're the little, like the salad shrimp that you could get frozen. So they picked the cheapest one, which I would totally expect. Again, the sauce seems a lot creamier, which is a great thing. One thing I want to check here, zesty, creamy cheese sauce. So it's the same Alfredo, just with shrimp. Is it better with the shrimp? I prefer the chicken. It just has a little bit more flavor. The shrimp just seem like unseasoned pieces of 6 shrimp. It just depends on what your thing is. The Alfredo sauces are almost identical. This just has more, this is Captain Obvious here, but I like describing things, of a seafood taste. Not just in the shrimp, but also in the Alfredo, as if they used some sort of stock that had a seafood vibe to it. The other thing that you get in here, and I think that's what's, is a little bit of like a lemon. It's not much, but it is there. I would chuck some pepper on this and I'd still eat it, but the other one is definitely better. Of any of the frozen shrimp dinners that I've had, or seafood-wise, again, this is the best. I just prefer the other ones. I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. You can definitely work with this, but if you're on the fence about getting shrimp versus chicken, I would highly suggest you getting the chicken. It just has a little bit more flavor, but this still isn't bad. And finally, we have the Banquet Beef Pot Pie. We did the chicken. I thought the beef sounded interesting. This one you cook for 5 minutes. You have to cut a slit in it and then cook. Now, if you are one of those people that says, oh, you have to put these in the oven, this one is 400 degrees for 35 minutes. I'm not waiting 35 minutes for this. That's on y'all. If I have to wait 35 minutes for this, I'd rather buy something else. That's just me. But other than that, it is, let it rest for 3 minutes and away you go. There's the crust on the top. I'm just going to try to grab there's little beef cubes in here. Now I paid like $1 for this, so I'm not expecting much, and just kind of dissecting this thing, there's some little beef cubes and some carrots. There's really nothing else in here, as opposed to like Marie Callender's, which had like peas and other things in it. This is just beef and carrots. This sucks. Marie Callender's dookies. Oh my God. Is it? Okay. I'm about to tear this thing apart because there's supposed to be some peas in here and potatoes. I ain't got one yet. Let me just lift this crust up. Wait, got a potato. I have 1 potato. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I've got 1 pea. I'm not joking. There's 1 pea in here. I got the 1 pea. That's crazy. I mean, it is $1. Yeah, this, I'm going to take one more bite, but this sucks. I've had canned beef stew that tastes better than that. It is bland and like gelatinous, and there's little chewy pieces of beef in it. And the crust, I know that it's better if you bake it, but there's just not much going for this at all. It's $1, and it tastes every bit of $1. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 10. I would not get this one. I do got Banquet coming. I hope it's not as bad as this right here, because that's going to be a terrible video, but we did it anyway. Now, of all of the food content that I thought that I'd ever put out, I didn't think I'd be doing frozen dinners as like a continuous series, but I have to admit, 1, I'm finding these entertaining, and 2, these videos are doing really well, not just in terms of views, but there's a ton of engagement of people who not only were interested in this, but are looking for frozen dinners. And I completely understand that. A lot of you guys, just like me, you want to find things that are quick, easy, convenient, tasty, and cost effective. And that's what we're sitting here trying to do. So far, I would say Zatarain's has the best, but the least cost effective. The best bang for your buck that I've seen is crazy, but it's been Marie Callender so far. We're going to do all of these. There's frozen food everywhere, and it's a pretty much a universal thing. Most of your grocery stores will carry the same ones I do. We'll get to some of the chain restaurant ones too. I've seen some requests for things like PF Chang's and TGI Fridays. We'll do it. But this was the Zatarain's one. I do recommend it if you want something that tastes good, but depending on where you live, it's going to cost you a lot. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be back with more frozen food ASAP.